suckers gather round. There's a brand new movie coming to town. So get on up and check the scene of the smoothest, baddest mother to ever hit the big screen. Main man, Black Dynamite. He's super cool and he know kung fu. Drives a $5,000 car and wears a $100 suit. Black, stack, attack and match. Backtrack, slapjack, boot black, flashback, ramsack, jam pack and still coming back.
You see where I'm coming from, you jive mother...
Black Dynamite!
Black Dynamite came about, I was in China doing a movie with Michelle Yeoh. And I had a driver who was taking me from the hotel to the set. And I was listening to my headset, and on comes James Brown's Superbad. And I started imagining this movie set in the 70s, done just like the 70s style. It was me as the lead character, playing it just like it was the 70s, like it was a lost 70s movie. And I thought of the whole movie while I was on my way there, and I'm laughing to myself because I see scenes that I actually created on set the same way it was in my brain, even down to the nunchuck fight scene with Richard Nixon, which had me laughing my ass off, and the driver thought I was crazy. Because I'm just sitting there by myself in the back seat just laughing and just trying to, just wiping my eyes because I'm laughing at stuff. And this whole hokey idea, because I thought, okay, one thing I realized, I was like, wow, I was thinking about when I was young and I said, well, who are our heroes? And we had, Superfly and the Mac and Willie Dynamite. Had posters of those guys, and something made me go, wait a minute, those are pimps. How the hell did I grow up with pimps as heroes? And I thought that's just funny. That's just funny. And I thought about how crazy it was, like movies like Three the Hard Way, and I'm going, man, Three the Hard Way was one of the most revolutionary, badass movies ever. But when I'm going, wait a minute, it was about an evil Dr. Feather that was putting about a liter of liquid in the water systems of Chicago and New York and LA that's gonna kill all the black people. And I was like, that shit is funny. That is actually hilarious. And the fact that people could shoot indiscriminate white people and that was okay. Right? And I thought, these were not comedies. I'm like, they should be. And I started watching movies and I go, and I had this thing, I started documenting a lot of these movies, and I was like, and I had a dead whitey count on movies. And I'm going, this is absolutely hilarious. And we took it like, yeah. It was like, this is crazy. And all of the lead guys were like the wet dream of any young black man at the time, because we were so, downtrodden and we were so, subjugated that we accepted like any form of, a black man winning. That we had pimps as heroes, and then, guys who would just, what's that, whitey? Pow, pow, pow. Now, that's it. And just go, it's okay. And it was just absolutely okay. How it went from the 50s to where we was like, Yellow Mouse, to like, suck on this, you jive cracker. And then it was like, what happened? And so I thought that was absolutely hilarious, and thought it was a great subject matter to bring up. And so, and then the fact that I would go and create this movie and people think it's as funny as I thought it was. So yeah, that continues to be one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting when you look back at what people thought the world was going to be like now. Like if you look at a movie, a sci-fi movie from back in the day, you know, like in movies in the late 70s that talked about, 1990, and we got flying cars and everything else in the movie. It's very funny when you look at it again. So I thought it was great material to lampoon. So yeah, that just basically came from me listening to James Brown and vibing on that type of thing. And it's kind of interesting. I think about it, it's like probably why I never smoked a joint in my life. I never been drunk a day in my life. Because I guess I never really had to. I think I have whatever that is in my system anyway. Because, I can listen to some music and I think I'm probably get to the place where people who've been high, they have to use something to get to that place. I'm luckily blessed enough to never have thought to reach outside of myself to get that, yeah.
I love that movie, man. I think that was like one of the most creative things I saw in a long time. And I think in that moment too, it was something that the collective needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
especially with everything you get out there and you see mostly all these, like you said, superhero comic book stuff, unreal, but then you come out with something Black Dynamite where a lot of us can kind of like go back and like you said, refer to as Superbad, Dolomite and stuff like that, and then with the James Brown and then having those phrases, the catchphrases you got.
Yeah.
It sound like you're rapping, but you also kind of like giving like conscious awareness to it at the same time.
Yeah, I always believe in a lot of layers to my movies. And incidentally, I love when people start discovering those layers. Very much like me, somebody can see me and they go, oh, he's that karate guy. Okay, if that's what you want to think, and just, kind of write me off as that. That's on you. It's on me to not pigeonhole myself, because those who see deeper, well, they see the other qualities. Just like in my writing, I mean, I'm influenced by great writers. I'm influenced by great comedy. I'm a child of Monty Python. There's a lot of references. If people know Monty Python and John Cleese and Graham Chapman, the way they wrote, you could see direct connections to what I did in Black Dynamite. I even reference it. I even reference things in Black Dynamite and Outlaw Johnny Black that's straight from Monty Python. But there's some people who are sharp enough to catch it. I do a lot of these type of things, homage to things like where, and I really love when people say, oh my God, I saw this movie, Outlaw Johnny Black, and I expected it to just be this Western comedy, but it's a movie about forgiveness. It's a movie that has a lot of scripture in it, and it's really about forgiveness and how we as Black people could learn from the past, but then the way we move ahead is to not let the ills of the past fester on us and affect our future. That's what the whole movie's about. And there's people who catch that.
Yeah.
There's people who catch Undisputed 3 and realize that is a movie about two guys who come from different backgrounds. One guy who's the trainer of Josh Barnett, who grew up very racist and had the Confederate flag on a tattoo, and we became close friends because of the content of our characters. And people don't, and there's people who go, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. That's okay. Write it off as a simple karate movie. It's not for you if you think it's just that.
Right.
And so, but that's also in the world. Yeah, people are gonna it's more about them than it is about you anyway. So when I write things, there's dog whistles in it for those who are sharp enough to catch what I'm talking about. You know, in Black Dynamite, there's people who are like, oh my God, that was funny. Did you actually beat up the president of the United States and slap the first lady through a china cabinet? Yes, I did. You noticed that? Oh, you
I know, right?
you know, well, there's a lot that's, you know what I mean? There's levels to certain things, if you're perceptive to it.